Good morning. Happy Friday Eve. Counting down to the weekend. Taking a live look outside right now over Golden from our Lookout Mountain camera. It is going to be hot and dry today, but that lizard weather, it's going away soon. So if you're wanting the 80s, maybe 70s, it's on the horizon.
Yeah, that's right. It's our time to shine, everybody, all of us fall lovers out there. Well, good morning. I'm Jordan Chavez.
And I'm Corey Rose. Let's get a check the forecast right now. And also, we want to send it over to not only Chris Bianchi, but before we get to the end of this lizard weather, you have someone new that you're introducing this morning.
Yeah,
hello.
straight from the lizard's mouth, by the way. Meantime, here we've got, of course, our brand new member of the Weather Impact Team, Katie LaSalle, joins us. So we're going to do the proverbial handing over of the weather clicker, and you're going to be taking over starting today, and in fact right now. But we're so excited to have you as part of the team, and you've been here for 9 years. You know exactly what you're talking about, and can't wait to have you on the team here, Katie.
Are you kidding me? This is an honor. Thank you, my friend. And you're not leaving 9 News by any stretch. You're going to just be switching schedules, right?
Yeah, I'll be later in the day. You'll see me in middays and the afternoons. I'll be filling in for Kathy as well. I'll be on Next and on Noons as well every day, so you'll get to see me plenty. But moving a little later in the day, which means we're lucky enough to have you as part of our Weather Impact Team.
Well, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for all of the guidance you've given me so far. And you mentioned I've been here in Denver, living here and working in this market for the last 9+ years. And Corey, I'm kind of like you. I'm a lizard at heart.
You're a lizard?
I love this heat.
So Jordan's outnumbered now.
I know.
Jordan, what are you going to do over there?
Well, I don't have to do anything tomorrow. It changes, so good luck, y'all.
You notice that this is all happening now in time for fall?
Just in time.
No, Jordan's time to shine, but and of course, your time to shine here now, Katie, as well.
Okay, I'll take it over. Let's talk about the weather, shall we? As we take a live look from our VR wireless camera out near Akron, it's going to be ample sunshine for the majority of the state today. Hot and dry, the name of the game. Temperatures, though, very mild this morning. We're under a mostly clear sky. We're right now sitting in the high 60s from the airport to Central Park and low 60s in Centennial. It is going to be a scorcher. We are expecting a high of 97 degrees out at the airport and the record 99 set back in 2023. But that is all set to change as we get into around this time tomorrow. Our next front is set to roll in. But in the meantime, stay cool, stay hydrated. UV index will be near extreme for this afternoon, so you definitely want to apply the sunscreen. And you can see those highs soaring mid and upper 90s across the northeastern plains, triple digits out west in Grand Junction, and 70s and mainly 80s in the mountains. So as we look ahead at our weather headlines for this Thursday, our next front arrives tomorrow. That'll drop our temperatures near seasonal normals. Highs will be in the 80s for Friday. Then we'll be bracing for a cooler, wetter weekend. We'll talk more about the rain chances, when you can expect to see a lot of precipitation in your neck of the woods still to come.
All right, Katie, thank you. 7:03. Let's get you out the door. Live look from Sky 9. They're up and flying over northbound I-25 in Alameda, where a little bit earlier this morning, this crash was blocking the far left shoulder and left lane. They've been able to move it over into the far right shoulder, so less of an impact out here on our main interstate, but it's still slow. I'm going to show you that in a moment. I want to take you to CDOT now and show you the other problem that we're dealing with. Southbound I-25, if you're traveling into the North Glen area, we've got a wreck right around 104th Avenue. Now, it moved to the shoulder and all lanes were back open and moving, but in the last 10 minutes here, fire crews arrived on scene and they're blocking 2 right lanes. So it's possible that we need a tow truck out this way, and they're safely just trying to block things off. So we've got the express lane and 1 additional lane open and moving. So that is adding to delays that we're seeing again coming into North Glen on southbound I-25. Westbound 76 and 96th Avenue, slow going coming into Commerce City. No surprise there. Let's bring you to the map and just run through a couple travel times here and show you what I'm talking about as far as delays go. Northbound I-25 Alameda crash moved to the shoulder, but we do have delays to about Colorado Boulevard. Southbound side coming into North Glen, we're slowing by about 6 minutes, and we'll run through a few other of our travel times here in my full report.
Erica, thank you. We turn now to some developing news from overnight in Adams County.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get out to 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon. She's joining us live near 70th Avenue in Washington. Courtney, we know that shots were fired in that area that you're in by an Adams County deputy last night.
Yes, that's right, Jordan and Corey. The Adams County Sheriff's Office says this all started as a traffic stop. Then a deputy fired 1 shot and a chase began. Now the scene is clear now, but this intersection behind me was blocked off last night. The Sheriff's Office first posted about this incident online around 10:30 last night. Officials say a deputy tried to pull over a motorcyclist without a license plate. The rider didn't stop and ditched the bike. When the deputy got out to give commands, the suspect turned to reach for what the deputy thought was a gun in their waistband. The deputy fired one shot, but the suspect kept running. That led to a chase and backup was called. Deputies set up a perimeter but didn't find the suspect. No one was injured, and the sheriff's office says this case is being handed over to detectives. They also told me this morning they know the name of the suspect, but they're not releasing it at this time. Live in Adams County, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Courtney, thank you. Late summer heat and back to school doesn't always mix. Denver Public Schools has called a heat day today, canceling classes for more than a dozen schools. 2 others will be dismissed early. Last fall, voters approved funding for DPS to install air conditioning in 29 schools that still needed it. 2 of the 29 are done. DPS spokesperson Scott Pribble says construction started for 5 schools this summer, including Skinner Middle School. He says the middle school was so old they found asbestos and it underwent abatement before the school year started.
We knew due to the size of the building, due to the complexity of the installation, it was going to take us 2 summers to get this project completed.
Work on the remaining DPS schools without air conditioning will happen next summer, so Skinner should have AC by next school year, and all DPS schools are expected to have AC by 2028.
Meanwhile, students at most schools in the Poudre School District are finally going to have their first full day of the semester tomorrow. We've told you before the district planned to let students at most schools out 2 hours early all week long, but after seeing a dip in forecasted temperatures at the end of the week, they decided to call the early release off for tomorrow. The district says 32 of its schools lack air conditioning. My goodness. Well, new evacuations are now in effect for the Derby fire burning in Eagle County.
The fire grew significantly over Wednesday night after lightning started it on Saturday. It's burning in a remote area about 13 miles west of Dotsero. Last night it was estimated to be nearly 900 acres, but this morning it has shot up to more than 1,700 acres. People who live on Sweetwater Road and areas of Colorado River Road were evacuated from their homes starting yesterday afternoon. An evacuation center is now set up at the Two Rivers Community Center.
A little farther west, the Lee fire burning near Meeker is close to becoming the 4th largest fire in state history. As of this morning, the Lee fire has burned 137,755 acres. That's just 5 acres shy of tying the Hayman fire back in 2002. Lightning also sparked this fire on August 2nd. Firefighters now have the flames 73% contained.
CPW has a new warning this morning about toxic blue-green algae at DeWeese Reservoir. People are being asked to avoid the water and do not let your pets or kids drink or play in it. If a person or pet comes in contact with the algae, CPW says to shower with fresh, clean water immediately. The warning comes after testing found dangerous levels of toxicity in the water, and elevated levels of algae were seen in a turquoise-colored film on the reservoir. You can still fish there, just make sure it's thoroughly cleaned and cooked before eating.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, is narrowing the capabilities and reducing the number of next-generation weather and climate satellites it plans to build and launch in the coming decades. This is according to people familiar with those plans. The move comes as the Trump administration seeks to slash climate pollution rules and reduce information collected about pollution. The sources say 2 planned instruments, one that would measure air quality and another that would observe ocean conditions, are no longer part of the project. The changes are aimed at curtailing costs and are due in part to the perception that some of the instruments were going to be focused on gathering data to study climate change.
President Trump is increasing his pressure on the Federal Reserve as central bankers from around the world gather in the U.S. today. Their annual symposium in Wyoming is a major economic event impacting monetary policy and consumers. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is giving the keynote speech today. Analysts say he might signal a modest rate cut, given labor market concerns. President Trump wants him to be more aggressive and says Powell should resign. Now he's saying the same thing about Fed Governor Lisa Cook. She is a Biden appointee who voted against recent rate cuts. A member of the Trump administration alleges she might have committed mortgage fraud by naming 2 primary residences.
New questions this morning about whether a meeting between Ukraine's President Zelensky and Russia's President Putin will actually happen. While the White House voices confidence that it is on track, Russia is signaling it's in no rush for a leaders' summit. Trump has pledged of American assistance to Ukraine to prevent a future Russian attack, though he's ruled out U.S. troops on the ground. Some lawmakers pressing the president to act on the harsher sanctions to ramp up pressure on the Russian economy. With the Russian bombardment only intensifying, Ukraine's President Zelensky says overnight that his meeting with Putin is necessary to end the war, even as his team is preparing action plans if Russia backs out and its assault drags on.